Okay. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for spending the afternoon with us. I'm excited to be here and see all your beautiful faces. Again, I miss everybody in Arizona. So Carrie and I are welcoming. We're teaming it today on the Zoom. I want to welcome Christy to do the presentation today. Christy is our fearless leader, and even though we're a couple thousand miles away, she has been totally responsive to us and helping us and keeping us in line and letting us know everything that's going on. So we totally appreciate her and give her a warm welcome.
Well, thank you guys so much, Renata and Carrie. And like I said before the recording, it's such a pleasure watching you guys just living life and loving life and having this time freedom and financial freedom and just, enjoying not being in 115 or 120 degree weather here in Arizona. And as you're doing that, as you're doing your hikes and seeing different parts of North America, you're also sharing the patches. I love the t-shirts that you guys have on and the conversations and the new people that you're meeting. So it's been so fun to watch your journey on social media. And I truly appreciate both of you ladies for everything that you do. You're growing a beautiful team. You're making a huge difference, and love that you take the time to help us with technology. I really, really appreciate that. And so thanks again, everybody that's here tonight. These are testimonial Zooms that we do. Now we're going to do 3 times a month, a couple on a Tuesday and then one on a Saturday morning, so we can fit other parts of the world in and do it on a weekend when people aren't so busy during the weekday. So it's just a fun way for us to share the story. And after you learn a little bit more about what we're doing here, you're going to understand why we're so passionate about this mission of patching it forward. There's so many people that we've seen small miracles all the way up to extremely large miracles happening. We've seen people, not have to use their walkers anymore or their wheelchairs or a cane. And now they're having this actual freedom and being able to get out of the house and enjoy life. We've seen people, not that we're going to make any medical claims, but we've seen people like prevent being on medication or getting off of medication like myself. I've gotten myself off of a few medications since being on the patches. Definitely do that with medical being under medical or the doctor's supervision, of course. But, and then we've also seen people like avoid surgeries or even heal faster during a surgery. I know my husband was going to have he has a bone spur on his foot, and he started using the X39, which is our stem cell patch that we'll talk about today. And now he doesn't have to have surgery on his foot, and he's able to walk at work about 18,000 steps a day, and he's still able to walk when he gets home. So very grateful for what this technology is doing for so many people. I've actually learned about this technology. It'll be 2 years on Friday. I can't believe how fast it's gone, but I hurt my foot, and that's how I learned about it. And a dear friend and business partner of mine shared it with me because he hurt his shoulder and his back. And he started using this little stem cell patch, and the stem cell patch helped him within 24 hours. And so I put it on my foot, and within 2 hours, I felt like I could walk on it with no pain. And I had been out of the gym for 2 weeks, and I was able to go back to the gym the next day. So it caught my attention. I was like, what do you mean this is a stem cell patch? I've heard of stem cell injections. I knew that they were expensive. Insurance doesn't cover them. They can cause some side effects. A lot of times it's other people's stem cells. So, ooh, who wants that? And so I just kept hearing more stories about it, and I kept learning more about what these patches were doing. And I learned that this was a company that's been around. It'll be 20 years in the fall, but really nobody heard about it because we had other patches before our stem cell patch that came out in 2019. And United States isn't super big on holistic ways of healing, although I think we are getting better. I think since COVID, we're doing a lot of finding out what our options are instead of going to the doctor all the time and getting prescriptions or having surgeries right away. I think more people are open to holistic ways of healing themselves. So this company is kind of like a 20-year-old startup company. So since 2019, Our company's really grown month after month after month in sales. Now, what's more important about that, the sales numbers are great, but the lives that are being changed because of those numbers is what's really important and what our team likes to focus on. And same with our company. Our CEO is also the founder and scientist. And so he created this technology in a patch over 22 years ago. So he's extremely passionate about helping people heal and also helping people with age reversal. So how would you like to age backwards with us? That's exactly what we're doing here. And we have even more technology to come, especially it's going to start in October. He has some more technology that he's going to present to us in October for our 20th anniversary that he said is going to be better than our stem cell patch. So stay tuned for that, but just know that this little patch here, it's doing a world of healing, and it's helping a lot of people have a better quality of life. So we started sharing organically, and what I have found with this company is that people use the patches, they love them, and they want to share with their friends. And that's just what happened with my story. My friend shared with me because he used them and they worked, and his friend shared with him. And 4 months later, my son got in a horrible motorcycle accident. And he was very close to home. He was fully geared, but he got cut off and he got thrown 50 feet. And when that happened, the helmet damaged his artery. He had a traumatic brain injury. He had several strokes because of the damaged artery. Brain bleed. He had a shattered knee, tore every tendon and ligament in his knee, shattered wrist, 5 broken ribs, collapsed lungs. He had bruised liver, and he got COVID and MRSA going into the hospital. So this is the first day that I saw my son. This is 24 hours after he was admitted. And the doctors didn't have good news for us. They didn't know if Andrew was going to make it. He was in really bad shape. And but I immediately knew. I got my prayer warriors out first, and then I immediately thought about the patches, and I asked the doctor if we could patch him. And luckily, because somebody was cared enough to share with this doctor 2 years prior, she already knew about the technology. She knew that it wouldn't enter the bloodstream. She knew that there's no harmful chemicals that was going to interfere with anything that they were currently doing. So she said yes to this technology, and I am so grateful for that. So I just want you, if you're a guest here or even a brand partner tonight, I just want you to think about what your yes could mean to somebody in the future and what that ripple effect could be. You just never know who you can help with that, with your one yes. So we just patched and prayed. Andrew was in a coma for 2.5 weeks. When he woke up, the left side of his face was droopy from the strokes, and he couldn't move his left side at all. And slowly over time, he improved, and then he was starting to walk, and he had to learn how to walk again. He got down to about 116 pounds, and so he was very, very weak, but he was very strong and very resilient in the fact that that he was determined to get his life back. And he also had neuropathy and a drop foot, and they thought that he would never. He had to wear a brace, and they thought he'd have to have that brace on his foot for the rest of his life. But because of who Andrew is and prayers and patches, Andrew got rid of that brace after 4 months. And Andrew is a very strong-willed child. And when he got out of the hospital at month 3, he said he wanted to go back to his apartment. So at month 4, he said, "Mom and Dad, I don't need you here at this apartment. I'm fine. I can handle it on my own." So month 4, he was on his own. And month 6, after extensive rehab, he was driving, he was working, he was thriving. This is his girlfriend and his emotional support dog. He never got addicted to pain medicine, and he never went through a depression, which can easily happen in this kind of situation, especially with a young person at this age. I do want to share with you too, once he got out of the coma, they didn't know if he was going to be a vegetable, but we found that out very quickly that he was going to be fine. And his memory was really, really good, which praise God. And then they didn't know, they said to me it would take about a year or 2 for him to get back to his new normal. And remember, at 6 months, Andrew was completely on his own, working, driving, which is a total miracle. This picture was 11 months later. If you didn't know Andrew, you wouldn't even know that he was in an accident. And a year and a half, it's been about a year and a half now, his family doctor said, you're one of the worst people I've ever seen survive what you survived. And you're one of the best stories I've ever seen. Do you think it's because of your mom's patches? And he said, yes. So I'm eternally grateful, and I will be patching it for the rest of my life. So thank you again for being here. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the products. We're going to talk about the science. And as far as the business, I just want to share with you, if you're the kind of person that likes to use a product and share with people because you're getting great results, you can get rewarded for that. I'm very grateful that I had this opportunity when Andrew was in the hospital, because it started building organically. And I never once had to worry or stress about bills or finances. It was all taken care of. I was making more than enough money, and I actually got out of some debt, which is pretty cool. So that's all I'm going to say about the opportunity, but it's here for anybody, big or small. So introduction and the science. So LifeWave is both a brand and a technology. And before 2019, before the stem cell patch came out, nobody had really heard about in the United States. We are mostly in other countries. We're in over 100 countries. So mostly in Asia and in Europe. And I have to say that I'm extremely grateful for that, because the way that this story is all coming about, now we're starting to really explode in the United States. So since X39 came out, we've had month after month after month record-breaking growth. And so I believe that this technology will be a worldwide household name in the very near future. We're poised to be $1 billion company, if not at the end of this year, at the end of 2024. And we are just getting started. We have some exciting technology coming about in the next couple months. So it's innovative. Anything that our CEO does and our scientists, it's going to be innovative, unique, and it's going to be created with cutting edge technology. So it'll be something that you've never seen before. A lot of people ask me, how do these patches work? If there's no ingredients and it doesn't enter into the bloodstream, how does this work? I don't get it. It's not transdermal. So we're using phototherapy, which is also known as photobiomodulation. So that's kind of a big word, but it's just meaning using energy and heat from our own body to create change. So whatever that change looks like for you, that's what these patches are going to do. And it's very smart, and it knows exactly where to go in your body to create that change. And inside each patch are organic crystals engineered with specific frequencies that activate your body's own healing intelligence. Now, if you'd like to learn more about that, go to activationpatch.com. Maybe somebody can put it in the chat for me, but activationpatch.com, or have the person that invited you text it to you. But that is a great link that's going to tell you all about X39 and what it does, what the doctors are saying, patents, testimonies, third-party double-blind clinical trials. But watch that short video and it will explain to you how the phototherapy works and how this technology is healing the body. We also, as a team, we have a private Facebook group. It's called Living Healthy with Me, VIP, and you can get added to that group and you can see hundreds of testimonials of how people are being healed from this technology. So if you ever want to go in there and do your own research, you can go to the top, put whatever it is that you want in there, and it will show all the different stories that are on that topic. So definitely get added to that group and join that community. So our patches are kind of a lot like acupuncture. So we're using acupuncture points. That's where all of our clinical trials were. And we call it acupatching, or acupuncture to go. So we are not going to do any needles here. All we're going to do is peel and stick and put it on different acupuncture points on our body to create optimal healing. And our products are not FDA registered because we're not a food or a drug, but we are a Class 1 medical device. And that just means we're just like a Band-Aid. And even if you are allergic to Band-Aids and you can't wear a Band-Aid, many people can still wear our technology. But don't worry, if there's a allergic reaction, which is very small, you can put it on your clothes and it won't interfere with your skin. It will go through clothes, it'll go through hair. Some of my friends, when they get migraines, they put the LifeWave, which is our rapid pain relief patch, right on their hair, and it will go through your hair. It'll go through your collar. We patch our pets, believe it or not. So we say pat yourself and pat your pet. So it will go through fur. It'll go through the tape that you use to tape your used patch, because you're going to use your patch for 12 hours and then put it on your pet. I put a tape on my dog's collar and it goes through the tape. So just know that it's going to, that's what phototherapy is. It's going to go through the light and heat. Will go through clothes, fur, hair, and even Band-Aids. So we are covered with over, this says 80, but we have over 100 patents in third-party double-blind clinical trials. I love that our CEO has so much science behind this, because he wants to make sure he won't put anything out there that doesn't have the science. Because I know a lot of times, and even for me, when I first started, I was like, is this just a placebo effect? Why is my foot feeling better already? But it's not a woo-woo. It's not a placebo effect. It truly is activating your own stem cells in 24 hours. That's clinically proven. And there's no drugs, again, no chemicals, no stimulants. We all love that for sure. And all of our products are manufactured in Ireland. And the reason for that, we were manufactured in the United States, but our growth is so extensive that we can't keep up. And David wants to make sure that we never go on back order. So all of our products, our patches, are manufactured in Ireland in this facility that's absolutely beautiful and protected. And we have over 130 patents. So we know that nobody's going to copy or duplicate anything that we have out there, whether there's other, pills, sprays, patches out there. Nobody's going to have David, and nobody's going to have our stem cell technology in a patch. And that's very, very powerful. So I used to say this is a fun fact, but it's not really that fun, but it's an interesting fact, because I had no idea before I got in this business how important stem cells are. And so did you know that the less stem cell activity you have, the slower you heal and the faster you age? So let me say that again. The less stem cell activity you have, the slower you heal and the faster you age. So we stop producing, we drastically reduce our stem cells at the age of 25. So anybody really over the age of 20, 25 can benefit from this technology, because their stem cells are drastically declining. And then when they get to their 60s, they only have 10% of their stem cell production available in their body. And that's why you hear people say, oh my gosh, it really stinks to get old, right? It sucks to get old is what they say. Or gosh, this is just the way my life is getting. I'm just getting old. This is the way it's going to be. And they just live with it. Or a lot of people I've heard, they're in pain, and they've just accepted the fact that this chronic pain is here for life, because nobody can help them with their chronic pain. And we definitely do have a better way. So when you get over the age of 60, think about a lot of times people have, they sleep less, they have less energy, they're fatigued. If they get a burn or a cut, it takes a long time, or even a bruise, it takes a long time to heal. If they have to go through surgery, God forbid, it takes a very long time to heal. And as a matter of fact, some doctors won't even do surgery at a specific age, because they know they don't have enough stem cells in their body to help them heal after surgery, and it's just way too risky. So this is why everybody needs stem cells. And I think the more we get the word out and educate people about it, the more people are going to understand why we truly need stem cells, okay? And every stem cell, or every cell in our body, or every stem cell, I'm sorry, is a neutral cell. So every single cell in our body starts as a stem cell. So when we were born, all of our cells in our body were a stem cell. And so the role of a stem cell, it can become any kind of cell that the body needs, and the patches will provide the signal. So inside these little patches is organic crystals. And the one in the stem cell patch is helping us activate our own GHKCU. And if you do nothing after this Zoom tonight, go Google GHKCU, write that down and go Google it and see what that means. You'll be blown away, and you will definitely want to use these patches, because this is the holy mother grail of age reversal. And our CEO is the only one that found a way to harness and help our body create its own GHKCU so that we're activating our own stem cell production. That is super, super powerful. And I've already said this a million times, but this is the only technology out there. And we want to wear this technology for 12 hours. So we're activating our stem cells. So we're going to wear the patch during the day, hydrate, drink lots of water, and we're going to activate our stem cells during the day, our own stem cells, remember. And then we want to take it off at night and let our body rest. So 12 hours on, 12 hours off, let your body rest and let it just heal itself at night. So it's equally as important, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, preferably during the day. And you put a new one on each and every day. This is what we call a sleeve. And this is a 30-day supply. So you have a 30-day supply, you put a new one on every single day. And what I love about it, it's so affordable. It's less than a cup of coffee. It's ethical. Nobody else's stem cells. My daughter's 22 and she's starting to share the patches with people. And she called me the other day. She said, Mom, my coworkers want to know whose stem cells are in these patches. And I said, honey, there's no stem cells in these patches. They're activating our own stem cells. She's like, oh, that's really cool. And it requires no injections. My son had 10 surgeries. If I would have told him they were going to put needles in him for activating his stem cells, he would say, no, thank you, Mom, because he's deathly afraid of needles. So we don't have to do any needles here. These are just some of the benefits that people will experience. I've personally experienced many of these and more. There's over 40 blanket of benefits to activating your own stem cells. And so one of the biggest ones is the inflammation and pain. There's so many people, I heard it say 65% of people are in pain, some sort of pain. I think it's more than that. In the United States, there's so many people that I talk to that have pain, especially when we're doing our events. I ask people when they come in, they get a free patch from me and I ask if they're in pain. And a lot of times they're like, who isn't? And that's sad to me. So we can definitely help with that, whether that's a chronic or acute pain or inflammation, especially arthritis that's coming from inflammation. Wound healing and skin remodeling. I've seen some phenomenal things happen with skin remodeling when it comes to old scars, new scars, and even burns, third-degree burns. I've seen people get their skin back, the appearance of their skin back. So it's really, really an incredible technology for skin remodeling. Energy and vitality, and this is at the cellular level. So this isn't the kind of caffeine type of energy. This is an energy that's going to go down to the cellular level, and we can get that energy circulating throughout our body. It's also going to help with healing. Restorative sleep. We all need to get at least a good 7 or 8 hours of sleep. When you talk to people that are using the patches, they're going to say, hey, I am sleeping really well, up before my alarm, vivid dreams. They're like a movie every night. You have these incredible vivid dreams, and that means you're getting really deep sleep. And that also helps your body heal. Enhance sports performance, especially over the age of 50. I love this. That's me. I'm in that group. I work out and I love the workouts, your actual recovery time, and the results that you get are back like when you were a teenager and you were in the gym. Cognitive and brain health and brain fog. Boy, do we have a lot of that going around with Alzheimer's, dementia, and then long haulers, COVID. Even as you age, you start to get that brain fog. And I know for me, sometimes I'll go in a room and I'll forget, but now I'll quickly remember it, where before it wouldn't ever come back to me. So I love the fact that we have something that supports brain health. Also heart health. If you know anybody with any heart issues or cholesterol or blood pressure, definitely share this patch with them because we can help them in a very big way. And then this is one of my favorite, provides age reversal for more than 4,000 of your gene expressions to a younger state. 4,000 of your gene expressions to a younger state. That's incredible. And so I learned that this is 1/3 of our gene expressions. So our CEO, his goal is to help us not just age backwards a third, but he's going to get us to 100% in the very near future. So that is going to be really exciting. But I know for me, the hair, skin, and nails are great. You know, I'm over 50, but it's what's going on the inside with your organs. And my naturopath doctor said that my organs are like a teenager. So I'm very excited about that. So every day you're wearing these patches, you're aging a day backwards. Now, here's some pictures of some friends of mine. This shoulder surgery, only 2 weeks, and look at their dramatic improvement. So when we talk about skin remodeling, that's what's happening there. The middle one here, he was in an accident, car accident, I believe, and this wound goes all the way through. They didn't think he'd have function of his hand again, and they actually wanted to amputate his hand, but the parents are patchers, so they patched him, as you can see in the upper right-hand corner, and 63 days and no pain medicine, mind you. And you can barely see a scar, and he has full function in his hand now. So that is truly incredible. I know he's extremely grateful that he didn't lose his hand. This is my friend's husband's knee. Remember, the older we get, the less stem cells we have, and the slower we heal. He's almost 80 years old, having knee surgery, which a lot of times they don't do knee surgery at 80 years old, but he's been using the patches. And look at how quickly he healed. He used them before, during, and after surgery. And 5 weeks later, he's had full function in his knee. And look at that scar. It's absolutely beautiful. And it continues to improve. This young gentleman, remember, he's under 25, so he already has stem cells. So those patches went directly to his face. He had a snowboarding accident. He was going to have a job interview, and he didn't want to show up all scraped up like he got in a fight. And on day 5, you could hardly see any evidence of a snowboarding accident there. And they thought he would have some permanent scars on his face, but he looks amazing now. And this gentleman here, he accidentally tripped and fell into a counter, and lots of inflammation, bruises, cuts, scrapes, deep cuts. He patched himself, and look at 7 weeks later, he looks like a younger version of himself. His inflammation is gone. Bruises, cuts, scrapes, gone in 7 weeks. Unbelievable results. This young lady, we like to say when it starts showing, evidence starts showing on the inside with hair, skin, and nails, and our scars going away, that all is well on the inside. So imagine, look at how pretty and glowing she looks on the right-hand side. Imagine what her insides are looking like for this lady. She's almost in her 80s as well. And then the lady on the left or the right, she had horrible acne scars, young woman. So she already has stem cells. So it went very fast to her skin. And look at those incredible results that she had. Now, I don't know if I said this because I've done a few demonstrations today, but I want you to definitely give the patches the respect that it deserves and give it time. You may feel something or see something in a day. It might be a week, it might be a month, but we ask people, give it at least a decade, for a month for every decade that you are. So for me, I'm 50, give it at least 5 months to see what that technology is going to do for you. Because remember, stem cells are going to go where the body needs it most. So if I'm looking for my knee to get better, but I have some organ things going on, I had inflammation in my blood, by the way, and I had some gum issues and some other, I was on medication that I'm no longer on for thyroid and for hormones. So my patches were working on the inside out. And so when I'm looking for my knee to get better, it's not going to get better right away, most likely, because it's going to work somewhere else in the body, wherever those stem cells believe I need it most. Okay. So give it a month for every decade that you are, it will get to that issue that you're looking to improve in time. I promise you. My mom, it took her 6 months. She's almost 80. It took her 6 months for her arthritis in her hands to get better. So give us some time and the respect that it deserves. And I promise you it's working and you'll start to feel really, really good. We already talked about this, but we take the patch that we wear for 12 hours, X39, and then we put that patch on the inside. Most of the time, these guys, I couldn't put it on the top of my dog's head. He would not go for that. But I tape mine on the inside of my dog's collar, and he wears it every single day. It will help them with age reversal and healing as well. And then we have a lot of athletes that are enjoying our patches. The word is getting out. And as a matter of fact, our company started with the elite Navy SEALs with our energy enhancer patches over 22 years ago. And then the Olympics got a hold of them, and people in the Olympics like Michael Phelps and some others were breaking their own personal best to the point where they needed to go get blood work done to make sure they weren't cheating. And as I told you earlier, nothing goes in the bloodstream and there's no harmful chemicals. So everything was a-okay. They were able to wear the patches during their competition. So that is all I have for you today. And now I'd like to have a few people come on and share their story with us. We have 4 today, actually, ladies, and gentlemen. But let's have Mary Jo. Could you jump on first? And so we just need to mute in the lower here. I think in the lower. Yeah, there you go. Very good.
Okay. Excuse me. Hold on. Should have done that before. My name is Mary Jo, and I've been with LifeWave for a little over 1.5 years. And Christy's the one that signed me up. And I signed up, well, I'm 82. And at that time I was 80, and I was cleaning houses, and I had arthritis in my thumbs. And I said to Christy, I would try the product to see if it would get rid of my arthritis. Well, it did. And it started being better the first week, second week, and in 3 weeks, my arthritis was gone out of my thumbs and some of my fingers. And it never came back. So I was so thrilled with that. But my really big thing is, and it's just still hard for me to even imagine this, but 14 years ago, I was having angina pain, and I went to the doctor, find out why, and they did these tests and said that I had a small leaky heart valve that they would watch and just make sure they would watch it. And as it got worse, I would eventually have to have surgery to repair or replace the leaky valve. So that's what I did. Well, first of all, they prescribed me nitroglycerin. And so when I went home, at that time, I was in a company and I had a naturopathic doctor, and I asked him, what could I take besides the nitroglycerin? Because nitroglycerin, you can't take it a long time. It damages your arteries and things. So anyway, he told me to go get these heart drops. They were just like hot peppers in a solution. I used that for 14 years. And when I'd have angina pain, I'd just drop it under my tongue, and like that, it stops the pain because it opens your arteries. So I was okay with that. I just thought it stayed small and it was all being taken care of. So when I started using the patches, I wasn't even thinking of my leaky heart valve. And but I did after about 3 months. I thought, I have not been using my heart drops. I haven't had the pain. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. And so anyway, I thought, well, that's great, and I was just waiting for them to tell me I had to come in for my stress test every year, 1.5 years. And so sure enough, they called, made the appointment. And so anyway, I went to the doctor, and the first thing he asked me was, how was my angina pain? And I said, I haven't had pain for about 9 months. And he kind of looked over at me. And so I told him about the patches. And he went, I don't think that have anything to do with you not having angina pain. We need to do some tests. He actually said it could be good news or bad news. And I went, well, how could it be bad news? He said, well, I don't know. We have to see. He said, you could be building calcium up or something. I said, okay. Well, it took about 4 months to get all of these tests in. But when I got the test in, I went to back in for them to tell me about it. And this lady from Tri-City Cardiology, she wasn't my doctor, but I think she was an RN there. And she said, I am so perplexed. And I'm just looking at her, and she said, I have never seen this before. leaky heart valves don't heal themselves. You have to, surgery, it gets to the point of surgery. And she said, and you have a medium-sized one and a large one going up to critical. And I thought I still had a small leaky heart. And so she said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. She said, I don't know what else to tell you. You have no blockage. You passed your test great. So I was just so excited. I walked out of there. But when I got to thinking about it, I thought I was getting close to that surgery stage and I didn't even know it. And I did kind of, after I thought about it, I thought, well, it seemed like it was getting more frequent now, but it really, like say, the drops took care of it. So I think that's a miracle because the way she was just so astounded. So I just say anybody that has any kind of heart issues, at least try it, just because I've heard since then different ones have had really good results. So I'm so passionate about it. I want to go out and just shout it, but I'll just tell you guys.
Well, thank you, Mary Jo. I'm so honored to be on this journey with you. You're making a huge difference too by sharing with others, and you have a beautiful team. I don't know if we said this, but if you're a guest here, please put your name in the chat because we're going to do a drawing for some free stem cells, a stem cell sample pack. So put your first and last name in the chat and who invited you. And if you have any questions, please put your questions in the chat. We'll get those answered for you as well. So thanks again, Mary Jo. You're amazing. And you can go ahead and hit that mute button again. And we'll go on to Debbie Steele, please.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yes, I have been patching for a year and a half. And like Christy said, with her amazing testimony on her son, I saw her testimony on Facebook, reached out to her because I suffer from restless leg syndrome. And if you don't know what that is, it's a terrible urge to move your legs all the time. So it was impossible to sit on the couch, to drive, to sleep. And for some reason I was triggered by something and I wasn't able to sleep for a while. So saw Christy's testimony and I figured, if it can help her son like it did, surely it can help me with my legs. So reached out to Christy, started patching, and within 4 to 5 weeks, I started feeling some relief, which was great. I was able to start sleeping again, started feeling more energy, which is a godsend because I've been suffering from this my whole life. My mother suffered from it her whole life. So it was great to find something that was natural that would help. And I've noticed my migraines. I just realized just a few weeks ago that I haven't taken my migraine medicine in probably a good couple of months, and I have really bad side effects from those. So very happy. I was putting them on the LifeWave, put them on my temples, or I put them on the acupoints on my hands, and it has really helped. And then the age reversal, which, is amazing. It helps with the inside, but just recently proof that it keeps working. If you keep patching, you will continue to see things happen. But I was putting on my makeup and I was looking and I was like, oh my gosh, my eyebrows are coming in dark. So I was so excited because I've been having to dye them or tint them, I guess, every time I went in to get my hair done. And my hairdresser was like, Debbie, your eyebrows are dark. I said, I know. And so now she's patching. So it's all good. So continue to patch and you will continue to see amazing things happen. So I wouldn't go a day without them.
That's wonderful. I love that. And you truly are making a difference too with your beautiful team. So fun to watch. So let's go with Sue, and then we'll go with you, Martha. Sue, you want to unmute yourself, please? Thank you.
Okay.
Tom and Sue.
Yes. I don't know if you can see Tom. He's sitting here.
Hi everybody.
There you are. Hi, Tom. How are you?
I guess I'm okay.
Good.
Tom and I started doing the patches it's been a little over a year ago. And first I'll just kind of talk about myself, but the very first thing I noticed with mine was sleep. I've never ever in my whole life been a sound sleeper, but I was able to actually just go into a sound sleep that I didn't hear the furnace kick on or the cars go by or, you know, that kind of thing. And so I didn't really realize that, I guess I was kind of tired, but I didn't, you know, it's what I was used to. And so that was the first thing I noticed. And then I started my restless legs. And I mean, they were so bad. I spent half of my time sleeping on the recliner. And because I just have to get out of bed and where I could, you know, feel like I wasn't, you know, keeping him awake and that, because I had to move my legs all the time. And so then I started realizing my legs were more calm. And now I don't have restless leg syndrome at all. And but then my arthritis started, you know, getting so much better. And I've not taken arthritis medicine for probably 8 months now. And I wear rings that I've not worn in years because my fingers are not so swollen. You know, they're thinner and down to normal. And, but I had just have all of these, I guess some people would think it's small things, but it's big things when it, you know, your arthritis, restless legs, sleeping, you know, and, but I had a mini stroke about 7 years ago. And, and so after that, my blood pressure, I really had a struggle with my blood pressure always being really extremely high for me. Like it'd be 190 over, you know, this and so they couldn't seem to keep it down. And so I don't know, I guess it's maybe been about 4 months ago or something like that. We had gone to do your regular yearly checkup for all your blood work. You know, we go every 3 months for like a well check, I guess, you know. And so once a year he would do all this blood work that checks everything in you, you know. And so we was getting out of the car and my phone rang and I answered it. And it was the doctor, the GP doctor. And he said, I want to just call you personally and tell you that every single thing was perfect. He said, you know, everything, your thyroid, your blood pressure, cholesterol, you know, everything was perfect. And he said, and Tom's was very good. So Tom goes, well, of course you're perfect, but I was so happy. I thought, I know it was the patches that I've been doing that's working on all of this, you know. And but it's like, you know, it's just, I just feel like that it's making me stronger, that it's I feel more calm. And I had my hands were starting to be very shaky, a kind of a tremor type thing. And like when I would text, you hit a T, a 3 would come up because my fingers were shaking so that it would, you know, it would hit that many times before I would come up with it. And all of a sudden I thought, oh my gosh, my hands have not been shaking. I can actually text a whole sentence without, you know. And so now I've not had that in probably about 6 months that I've not had the tremors in my hands. And but it's just so many things that I, you know, that's kind of, you know, been there for us. And but Tom, if I don't know if you could see, but he was bald here. We've been married for 15 years now, and he was always bald, you know, but I didn't care, you know, but he was bald from all the way back to here, and he's growing hair. And I don't know if you can see it or not. Can I turn your head? yeah, he's growing hair, and it's like it's getting thicker, and so now I make him go once in a while to my beautician because I'm afraid for him to go to his barber shop because they'd just buzz it off, and I don't want him to do that. But and she trims his beard and all of that. But yeah, he goes there now. But it's just kind of changed our life, really. And just a week ago, he had that heart situation, and he's just getting better so fast. It's like, I'm so grateful he was doing the patches to be, for it to
grow hair.
to his hair is his main thing. but for him to, I feel like, be healthier and everything for that procedure to be done. And because they said he had extreme what do you call it? AFib, extreme AFib. And his heart, the monitor he wore for a week, and it showed that his heart rate would drop significantly several times a day. And at times it would totally stop beating. And so they had to kind of, they was doing all these tests and that to see exactly what they could do. And so they could not do the defibrillator because it was too risky for him. He's had open heart surgery, and he's got a stent in his aorta, and he's had carotid artery surgery, and that just would not work for him to have a defibrillator. And so they went in with a camera, checked the back of his heart to make positive there was nothing wrong there. That was fine. And so they shocked his heart into thing, and he's to normal beats, and he's on a medication now that that he will need to take to keep his heart beating properly. And they said that the top part of the heart is still beating too slow, but with this medicine it should zinc it. And I just really have faith that these patches are going to make that happen, and it's going to be fine. But the doctor did say for 89, he seems to be like a very strong, healthy man. And that was a lot,
Yes, absolutely. And I know you shared, so that happened last Wednesday, and he's already out walking the dog today. And
oh, that's nothing. He's been cutting up trims from the
cutting up trees at 89 after a heart procedure. That's unbelievable.
And shredding it and all.
Oh my goodness. You need to be careful, Tom.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
I wanted to tell you that I am a pet. Tom and I are very much pet people. And our little dog here, Gemma, I don't know if you can see her, but this is Gemma. And she's a little Shih Tzu. And so I do take her, I'll show you how I take my patches off, and I put them on her, but how I do it is with those little
You have to hold it up. So
yeah.
You can see it.
It's like the little pokes through there, and then that little thing that you kind of like a tie.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I do. We do the 39 and 49s. And
oh, wonderful.
Faithfully. And so I put mine on her. And I mean, she literally just started acting like a puppy. She just bounces around and plays, and I mean, it will give you a good run on your walk,
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah. But she had, from the time she's 6 years old now, but she had a skin problem. She had clogged pores. And so was always, having to make sure that those were taken out. And we did pretty good at home, but every now and then it wouldn't work, and it would turn into a cyst that could be cancer, and they would have to do surgery on those and take it out, And since she's been on the patches, she has not had to have one surgery for that.
Oh,
not gotten any.
wonderful.
She doesn't get the,
Wow.
she doesn't get the clogged pores. She hasn't gotten a cyst. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much for sharing. I really appreciate your story. I hear from your sister all the time, wonderful things that are happening for you guys. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Uh-huh. Be careful, Tom. Okay, Martha, can you share yours real quick for us?
Sure, yeah. Well, I have had life-altering irritable bowel syndrome for decades. And I tried changing my diet, I tried supplements, I tried essential oil, I tried acupuncture, chiropractic, everything. And nothing would help. I went into the doctor, and of course, she said, just keep taking your pills, your Imodium, just keep taking it. And it's like, that's not what I want to do. But anyway, a friend of mine had been patching and was talking about the great results she had. And I knew Christy did that. So I contacted Christy and she hooked me up, and I am 90% better. So I'm just praising the Lord that it has helped me so much. And the longer, I've just been patching since February. So I'm a newbie of all the stories here tonight. So I can't wait to see what happens later on. And I too patch my pet because she's 10 and she was getting a little senile, and started patching her, and she's playing like a puppy too. I've been sleeping better. The quality of my sleep is better, and I have more energy, and they're amazing. I love the fact of I'm a nurse by history, so I love the research. That's what that's what I really liked about it. So thank you for letting me share.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all the stories. Thank you for sharing. And so let's see, let's talk about how you can get started with the patches. So there's lots of different ways that you can get started, but the most common and most popular way is our silver package. And that's a wholesale. Oh, there's another patch puppy. It's our wholesale pricing, and it's $300 for a 90-day treatment of X39. So you can enjoy it for 90 days. Remember, I'm asking you to do a month for every decade that you are. So this will get you off to a good start. We could get you 3 months of X39, $300 plus shipping and tax. If that is not in your budget, we have another way that you can get started that is definitely cost effective for you. So reach out to the person that invited you, and we'll definitely help you customize whatever it is that you need that fits your budget, okay? And I would like to take a moment to see if there's any questions that I could support you with. Any questions about how to get started or about the technology that I could help support you with?
There's none in the chat, but if anybody wants to just unmute and ask the questions, they can.
Beautiful. Anyone?
Yeah, so when you
Yes.
patch your pet, exactly where do you patch them at?
So what I do is, so I'll wear my patch for 12 hours. I put it on the counter in the morning. I put my patch that I used the day before on my puppy. And so I just put it on the inside of the collar, and I literally just I used to use a Band-Aid, but I use Scotch tape now. I just tape it on the inside of the collar. It will go through tape, Band-Aids, fur. It doesn't have to be right directly on the skin.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Cool.
And then they wear it for,
So I can take the patch that I've worn the day before and put it on my dog. Right?
yes. Yeah.
Oh boy, Romeo's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, go Romeo.
Go Romeo. And then yeah, and then they wear it for 12 hours. And the reason why I don't have my dog wear it at night is just because you should drink water, and he's usually sleeping. So so I just take it off, put it on my counter, and I'm not kidding. He sits there and waits for me. We patch together. I put my patches on and he waits for me to get his ready, barks at me, and I patch him as well.
Right.
Yeah, Romeo's gonna love it. Trust me. All right. Any other questions I can support you with? The longest, I think the oldest dog so far is like 30 years old. So it'll be interesting to see how that evolves with the patches, right? Because it's all about age reversal too. And so, but yeah, there's a 30-year-old dog, and I think we're going to break some records there, which will be so cool. All right, if there's no other questions, let's do the drawing. How many guests did we have in the chat? Oh, you're muted, hon.
Sorry, I think we had 6. It was a little bit hard to sort of figure out because people weren't giving me last names and there weren't names on everything, but I think we had 6. So pick a number.
Okay. Six.
Okay. It said Ariel Preston dash Tom. So I'm not sure, is Ariel?
Oh, Ariel is a guest of Tom and Sue.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but I'm not
Yep,
sure
she's it.
which phone number that was or which
Oh.
person. But so your answer is Ariel. She's the winner.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So Mary Jo, can you help Sue get the full name and address of Ariel, please? Okay. Sue, we'll get the address from Ariel. Just get it to me. Well, you know how to get a hold of it. Okay, thank you. All right. Well, I appreciate you all being here tonight. Yes, Des, congratulations. And I appreciate you guys all being here tonight and allowing us to share this technology and our stories with you. And we hope that you decide to patch with us and maybe even pay it forward. And our next one, Renata and Carrie are going to be doing it on the 19th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's a Saturday. That's a new one for us. So if you like what you heard tonight, show up on the 19th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we can continue to share this story. So thanks you guys for all that you do. Renata and Carrie, thank you so much for always showing up. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Bye for now.